Hey everyone! Welcome back to the latest episode of Hero Spotlight, featuring the Berserker, Balmond. First skill, Soul Lock. Balmond charges forward, dealing physical damage to enemy minions along the way. During the charge, Balmond will stop upon hitting the first enemy hero and slow them down. Second skill, Cyclone Sweep. Balmond brandishes the giant axe, continuously dealing physical damage to nearby enemies. Each hit taken by the enemy increases the damage they take from the next hit. The damage coming from the physical attack bonus of Cyclone Sweep can be critical. Ultimate, Lethal Counter. Balmond strikes with his giant axe, dealing true damage to enemies in the fan-shaped area in front of him according to their lost HP and slowing them down. Passive, Bloodthirst. Balmond recovers HP upon eliminating a unit. In the laning phase, Balmond approaches the target with Soul Lock, then he casts Cyclone Sweep to deal continuous damage. Lastly, he terminates the enemy with Lethal Counter. And Balmond carries out the same strategy in the team fight. First, approach enemies with Soul Lock, then follow up the damage with Cyclone Sweep. Lastly, wipe out. Hi everyone, welcome back to Hero Spotlight, featuring Tigreal, the Warrior of Dawn. First skill, Attack Wave. Tigreal smashes the ground, dealing damage to all enemies in a fan-shaped area and reducing their movement speed according to the distance between the target and himself. Second skill, Sacred Hammer. Tigreal charges in the target direction and collides with all the enemies on the path. After the charge, Tigreal can use the skill again to launch a second attack, knocking enemies in front of him airborne. Ultimate, Implosion. Tigreal pulls surrounding enemies to himself, dealing damage to and stunning them. Passive, Fearless. Tigreal gains a stack of Blessing when using his skill or taking an enemy basic attack. Those from minions are excluded. Upon reaching 4 stacks of Blessing, Tigreal gains immunity to the next incoming enemy basic attack. In the laning phase, Tigreal casts Attack Wave first to deal damage. Then he casts Sacred Hammer to knock back and control the enemy. Following up with Implosion, the enemy is left with nowhere to run. In the teamfight, Tigreal throws himself onto enemies with Sacred Hammer. Then he casts Implosion to control the enemy crowd. Lastly, with the damage coming from Attack Wave, enemies are all wiped out in one fell swoop. That's all we have for this episode of Hero Spotlight. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the... Welcome to the latest episode of Hero Spotlight, featuring the revamped Spear of Dragon, Xilong. First skill, Spear Flip. Xilong lifts an enemy over his back, inflicting physical damage on them. Second skill, Spear Strike. Xilong dashes to the target and strikes with his dragon spear, dealing physical damage to the target and reducing their physical defense, after which he follows up a basic attack right away. The cooldown of Spear Strike will reset when Xilong eliminates any target. Ultimate, Supreme Warrior. Xilong increases his movement speed and attack speed, becoming immune to slowing effects. Upon casting Supreme Warrior, Xilong removes all the slowing effects on him. Passive, Dragon Flurry. For every 3 basic attacks, Xilong triggers Dragon Flurry on the next basic attack, attacking the target multiple times while healing himself for an amount of HP equal to a certain proportion of the physical damage he deals. When Supreme Warrior is activated, it only takes 2 basic attacks for Xilong to trigger Dragon Flurry. When laning, Xilong should approach the enemy target with Spear Strike, then cast Spear Flip and follow up with basic attacks to secure a kill. In team fights, it is a good option to activate Supreme Warrior first, then cast Spear Strike to approach the enemy target. Next, cast Spear Flip to further deny the enemy's